Okay, so things are starting to happen with the participants in Royal Rumble. Gunther just announced himself tonight. You have Rio, and the names are combined together, so it just kind of took me a minute to process that. So Rhea and Rio, there we go, and AJ Uso. I think Cody was the only one on SmackDown, if I could remember. I don't know if there was any others, but yeah, starting to heat up. But Gunther's gonna have a match with AJ, and oh my goodness, AJ's gonna put his career on the line. I don't think that should be the end of his career. I could have sworn he said a year, right? So I don't know if that's the end, but I'm pretty sure he'll win that match, and then they'll both go to the Royal Rumble. But yeah, that's interesting that they're doing this career match. Wow. I hope that's not the end for AJ. I really don't hope. But yeah, and then we had Javon Evans with a scary injury. Don't know what happened there. We didn't get to see it during the preview. But yeah, lots to talk about with this Raw recap preview. Before we get to it, like and subscribe, and let's get to it. Okay, so Gunther gets into the ring. He declares himself to the Royal Rumble, but before he says anything about that, he gloats about beating John Cena and AJ, and then he declares himself into the Royal Rumble. That brings out AJ Styles, and he comes out and say, he didn't beat him, he beat himself. Well, Gunther didn't beat him, sorry. AJ beat himself. Because we all saw it. Gunther tapped, but AJ was just like, okay, he got off, and then he just assumed he won when he should have just stood with that submission. So that's what AJ was trying to go there with that. Like, he was trying to explain. I think he showed clarity. I don't know. Whatever AJ said, I literally forgot what AJ said. He was showing him mercy, basically. And Gunther says no. He's going to the Royal Rumble. And AJ, but then Gunther attempts to walk away, and then he comes back, and then he goes, unless, and then AJ goes, name it. Like, literally just name it. Just kept saying name it. Then Gunther was getting pissed because everybody was calling him a wanker, I think. I think that's what I heard. So he said, you and these people need to listen and shut up while I talk. Then he just said, name it. He just kept going. He goes, put your career on the line. That had AJ thinking, and I'm just like, I'm so scared, man. I hope this is not the retirement match for AJ Styles. Please don't let it be. I feel like we can go all the way to WrestleMania with AJ. He said a year, right? Didn't he say that? So let's literally wait till like WrestleMania and do this. They're doing this really early between those two. You would think later down the line they will do this, like get this match out the way and then later get back to it. No, they're doing this career-ending match for AJ. Yeah, I don't know about this one, but it should be exciting for the drama for the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure people are gonna cheer the hell out of AJ, so hopefully he wins. I'm gonna do a prediction video on that. So let's see. Probably before the Royal Rumble is approaching. I want to say around Thursday. I'll probably do that video. I'll do a predictions video. And by the way, I'm going to be live streaming on TikTok for that Royal Rumble. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming on TikTok. Again, my audience is not big enough for this channel. I need more subscribers in order for me to do, a live stream. At least 100. If I could get 100 people, and then people share more people into it, that's a big enough, crowd. But to do it with 17 people that I have here, 20 people, it's not it. Let me reach to 100. Help me reach that goal. Share videos. Talk about my videos. Share them. Like, subscribe. Follow. Subscribe. I mean, And if you guys want to check out my TikTok skits, I do TikTok wrestling skits. Same name, same logo, everything. But yeah, getting off topic. But yeah, so this match scares me, but let's see what happens with this one. So next up, we have Becky Lynch versus Maxxine Dupri. Before the match started, we started with a backstage segment with Maxxine and Natalya. Basically Natalya telling her, oh, she's gonna be on her side, ringside, sorry. And Maxxine's so excited about it. Man, she walks away, and then I don't trust Natalya. She has a history of like stabbing people in the back. Like, she just gives this creepy stare when she's like walking away, and I'm just like, yeah, she's turning on her. Like, I instantly knew. I was like, yeah, that I don't trust Natalya. But yeah, moving on. So we get the match. I would say that this match was better than the last one. All the matches that they had were good, except that last one was just eh. But this one was good. It was entertaining. A lot of back and forths, a lot of oohs, and yeah, Natalya. So Dupri she pins her, and Natalya just clears day, just put her foot right on the rope. Becky's foot on the rope, and Maxxine's shocked. She's like, why? After everything we've been through. And Becky hits her with a manhandle slam. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Becky wins. So that right there is going to end that. And for the love of God, let's get to the AJ Lee and Becky Lynch match. So I don't know when they're going to do that, but they've wrestled 6 times already, Maxxine Dupri and Becky. That's it. No more. No more rematches. Let's focus on this another story that they created between Maxxine Dupri and Natalya, and let's bring back let's bring that badass Natalya gimmick. I don't know why this Natalya for the WWE is it's not it. Let's give her, what is it, the low key goat? Yeah, let's bring that Natalya back. So let's give her some edge, and let's see what happens with between these two. So, okay, moving on. We'll get to a backstage segment with Adam Pearce and AJ. He's telling him, "Oh, you don't need to take the match." AJ says, "Hey, I need to call my wife." So he walks away. And then Paul Heyman comes in, and he tells him, "Hey, I'm gonna be outside, ringside for the Vision." Pearce smiles and goes, so will I. And then Paul Heyman is like, he's just looking at him like, okay. And he walks away, and then Heyman is just giving him this weird smile, evil smile, and I'm just like, is something big about to go down tonight? Really, not really, really, not really, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon. But yeah, he gives him a weird smile. And then we get Judgment Day segment. Raquel comes in, and she says that Stephanie's still hurt. She's not able to fight yet. Then did they declare themselves into the Royal? I don't think at this point they declared themselves. I just know she said that she was gonna get that title from Stephanie Raquel. And Liv was talking about Roxanne, saying, I guess she didn't trust her back then or whatever. Now she's like, she's her bestie, her friend or whatever. You could just see in Roxanne's face, she's like, Then she's like, oh, smile eyes. They're teasing this stuff, so we'll see what happens. Then we get to Finn Balor, and he's basically just like, I'm not leaving Ireland without a world title. And people cheering, you can hear in the background, people are cheering for that. But oh man, we'll talk about that later with Finn Balor. They're going into an interesting route with him, so let's see what happens with him. Then we get it. Jey Uso comes out, and he's in the stands. He never even made it to the ring. Jey Uso's lazy these days. He doesn't make it all the way to the ring. He's been in backstage segments. He's been in cutting promos in the stands with his brother. I think Jimmy, he's with Naomi. I think she's preparing to give birth, or she's already given birth. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, so we got Jay cutting his promo, and he's basically saying, "Oh, I'll put all the whole tag team division on notice," like he's always been saying. But they're still not defending the titles, so this is what's scaring me, that they made them champions and they still haven't even done anything. And then he declares himself into the Royal Rumble, and I'm just like, oh my freaking god! He said he's gonna do a repeat. He's putting everybody on notice, and I'm just like, okay. So Jay's in the Royal Rumble. He says he's gonna do it. Okay. Then we get another backstage segment with the New Day, and they're declaring a tag team match. They want a tag team match, and Adam says no. They have to be. I think they're doing a Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders match. Thank God we're doing contender matches. There's no, here you go, here's a title. Like, no, let's stop doing this. So thank God they're doing a number 1 contenders match. So it's a New Day, and I don't know who the other 3 team is. They were teasing Alpha Academy, so we'll probably put New Day, Alpha Academy. The other 2 teams, I'm not too sure, but sorry, I don't feel too good. So yeah, let's see what they do with that. All right, so next up, we get the Vision and Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee. Wow, I was thinking so much there. So yeah, we get this match. This was entertaining. It was fun. We had all of them just flying around. Well, the luchadors is what I'm saying. They were flying around, doing dives and stuff. It was a cool moment when all 3 of them, Penta and Dragon, both did a dive, and Rey just did a backflip dive, and it was cool. It was a cool image. But yeah, this match was so entertaining. Been a lot of interference, of course. Well, probably like 1 or 2 times from Paul. Paul gets on the apron, and he tells, no, not tells. What am I talking about? He's trying to talk to the referee, is what I'm trying to say. He's talking to the referee, and he's like, I don't know. He's trying to distract the referee, is what I'm trying to say. He's trying to distract him, and he's basically just trying to distract so that the ref doesn't see Logan giving the brass knuckles to Theory. So I think he gets caught anyway. The ref turns around, and Theory's just like, what? No. And then Adam just goes all the way around, just takes it from him. And then Paul comes around the other corner, and he's like, oh, you put your hands on another one of my guys. And it's just like, I don't really see that putting his hands on him. I mean, just because he grabbed a brass knuckles away from him, I don't know what Paul's trying to do here. I hope they don't do this storyline where Adam gets kicked out as a general manager and he's done. I don't know what they're doing with this. Or they're going to get this. They're going to get a match out of this. I don't know. This is the biggest storyline that Adam's been a part of that I can remember. He was a part of that whole bloodline thing, but they never did anything with that. But yeah, this is like his biggest storyline. Like, I don't know what they're doing here. Paul Heyman's been really like threatening him with stuff. But yeah, so he's yelling at him, and he goes, "You got your fingers in my face," and he like puts the brass knuckles down. And as they're walking away, they go out of frame. I think they go to the back at this point. And Rey Mysterio is just like slowly going up towards the brass knuckles, and he grabs them and he punches Theory in the face. And Logan's like, like trying to plead his case, and then Penta just boom, super kick. And then he does a Mexican destroyer on Theory. 1, 2, 3. Hey, listen, these 3 together, I don't know whatever happened to the what were they called? The Latino World Order. There you go. The LWO. Whatever happened to them? Cruz del Toro, right? Well, what happened to these guys? I don't know. But these three are going up against the division, and they get a big victory here. So I don't know what's gonna happen next, but it was pretty interesting what's going on here. And then we come back to commercial, and then Adam and and Paul, they're walking away. It's so funny that like the mic out of nowhere just drops into while Heyman screams, the mic just falls. I don't know if everybody saw that. Like the mic just falls into frame, and they try to bring it back up as he screamed. I think he scared the cameraman. He's like, oh, just brought it back up. I was just like, okay. And he's like, are you yelling at me? And Paul's like, no, yeah. And I don't know. They're doing something with these two. Something really weird is going on. And he says, oh, I think you're one of the greatest Raw general managers, right? And then he goes, Raw's ever seen. And then he goes, sorry, trying to gather my thoughts. I've ever seen, and how much everyone is going to miss him when he's gone. And he goes, are you threatening me? And he goes, no, that'll be me. You saying it's a threat will be something against me, like something you can use against me. So very interesting what they're going with this. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see what they go with this. Then we get to a backstage interview with CM Punk, and she basically asks him, hey, so what is it going to take for you to win? Simple. He just goes, he says, with being the best in the world. Simple as that. So that's all I got. I don't know what else to add there. He just says to be the best in the world. So getting back to the segment with no, sorry. I don't want to skip that. Let's go. I don't want to skip this segment. We'll get back to that really quick. Let's jump into the next thing that happens with the women. Let's see what happens there. All right, so we get Rhea Ripley and Io Sky come out. Rio, right? That's their tag team name. They get in the ring. They talk about their title match at Saturday's night main event against the Judgment Day. They say when it comes to the Judgment Day and Rio, they're always on top. Then they could declare themselves. Sorry, couldn't get it out. They declared themselves into the Royal Rumble. So that's interesting. And once they announce that, here comes Judgment Day. They interrupt. Liv Morgan says to Rhea, she's talking to Io when she's saying this, and she goes, Rhea's always going to turn her back on her tag team partners because she's done it to her. Well, she's done it to me. Like, I'm talking like her. She's done it to me. So she's done it to her. You get the point. Then Roxanne says all members of the Judgment Day will be in the Royal Rumble. So any of those three one of those three are going to main event in the Royal Rumble. But before she even said that, they try to stir the pot with those two saying, so how is that going to work with the two of you being into the Royal Rumble? So then as she announced that, then Rhea says it right back to her. So the three of you are going to be in there. So please tell me, how is that going to work? So she's stirring the pot right back. So it's like shots fired on both sides. And then all of a sudden, Raquel just blasts Rhea and they all attack her. Well, Judgment Day attacks, and Judgment Day at the end, they stand tall. And we'll see how this goes between the three of them in the Royal Rumble. Someone's going to turn on someone. I don't know if it's going to be two turning on one or all three of them going to go their ways. I don't know. Let's see what happens, because Finn is looking like he's going to be a face. I'm sorry. We'll get to that at the end. It's just the way how everything went, but it could be because he's in Ireland. But I don't know. I feel like he should just be a face again. This heel turn, it was fun and all. But let's turn him face. Let's let him win championships. He deserves a world title. But I don't want to, let's not get out of track with Finn Balor. Then we get a Bayley and Lyra Akira segment. They're declaring themselves in the Royal Rumble. If I didn't mention them in the beginning, here we go. This is the other people that said. She said, "Oh, would you mind if I won the Royal Rumble? No. Oh, would you mind if I won? No. Yay, girl power. Whatever." They're both in the Royal Rumble. Then we get this. Now let's go back. Match against Javon Evans and El Grande Americano. Oh man. Okay, so not much to talk about here. It was just a bunch of interference between Bravo and Royo. I guess that's their names. We go to commercial, come back. El Grande Americanos declared the winner. And I'm just like, huh? And then you could see in the background the medical team is with Javon due to him not how did they put this in the terms? El Grande Americano wins due to Javon Evans not medically able to continue. There we go. That really sucks. I hope he's not really hurt. I hope he didn't really hurt himself, because it'll be so exciting to see him in the Royal Rumble. And it'll be heartbreaking if he really gets hurt and he can't perform in the Royal Rumble. But yeah, that's probably like a ball buster right there. Honestly, really a ball buster. Then we get a Finn Balor interview. She basically asks him, how do you deal with the pressure? And he says, this is his turf. This is his island in front of, this is his people that he will not leave. He will leave as the new world, or how did he put this? He's going to be the new Irish world champion. Everybody cheers for that. And I'm just like, hell yeah, Finn. Hell yeah. And then come back, we get an Obafemi package. They're doing this on Raw and SmackDown. He's supposed to be on Raw. I guess they're waiting until the Royal Rumble to bring him out. Just to show everybody Oba's here. Right? Okay. Then we get this towards the end of the night. Okay, now we're towards like the end, where Adam comes into frame and the Vision's walking close to him. Well, they're getting near him, and Paul just gets into the frame like, whoa. And Adam asks Paul to bring Braun to Raw next week. Paul keeps it antagonizing. I can't even say the word. And Jesus, I'm not even gonna say the word because I said it earlier before I did my notes, and I can't even say the word now. He's basically just like, you know what I'm trying to say, and antagonizing him. There we go, antagonizing. I said it wrong the second time, and I got it right the first time. Jesus Christ. So he's just playing with him, and he's like, you better be on your best behavior. Like, he's just messing with him. Then AJ comes back into the frame while they're all walking away. I can imagine how all that goes with it. You walk away from a segment to another segment. They're probably just walking by each other like, hey guys. But it's like, good luck. You know? I'm just being a goofball. He says his wife said exactly what he was thinking. Kick his ass. So it's official. We're getting that match at Royal Rumble. Then we get a backstage segment between Asuka and Kairi Sane. And basically Asuka blames Kairi for losing the titles. Was it Asuka that got pinned? I can't remember who got pinned. But I think it was Kairi. So yeah, she blames Kairi. Yeah, I think it was Kairi that got pinned. And Kairi says she will make it up to her by making sure that Asuka wins the Royal Rumble. So, and she goes, she says, don't have me yell at you again, basically. Can't even get it right. Can't even think straight. Like I said, I'm not feeling too good. My notes, when I put them together, is just sometimes I go, But yeah, she basically tells her, don't have me yell at you again. She's just so poor Kairi. I hope they really do this story where she like fights for her, fight for yourself, girl. Come on. All right, so now we get to the main event. So the main event. Okay, so this is the first time we're getting CM Punk versus Finn Balor. You guys can tell me in the comments if they've ever fought before in the Indies. I don't know, but this match was amazing. The crowd was so into this. Finn Balor got the mega star treatment, of course, in Ireland. Too bad Becky Lynch didn't get that, but she was talking trash about her fellow Irishman. But yeah, Finn Balor was beloved here. CM Punk, they booed, but they loved CM Punk. They were singing his theme when he came out. So he was beloved, but they were booing. You know, the same thing what was going on with Cody and Drew. They love Cody, but boo, we want Drew to win. Just like here, boo, we want Finn to win. But unfortunately, we'll get to that. Back and forth. GTS, Finn Balor kicks out, everybody's cheering. Then he puts him in a submission. He gets to the rope. Then he keeps hitting him into the turnbuckles, right? And this is where we thought it was like, okay, this is it. Coup de grace. 1, 2. Oh, jeez. All right. Let me get to the finish, and boom, GTS. 1, 2, 3. Our hearts were broken. I felt that. I really felt it. I really wanted him to win, but I guess it's like, all right, let's see what happens, because he's on the floor and CM Punk extends his hand to him and he picks him up, and they chat, and then they put his hands up and everybody cheers. Then there's another moment he goes to hug him and he talks to him some more. And yeah, we end Raw with CM Punk cheering and Finn just looking at him. But let's talk about the entrance. They brought back the entrance. Oh my God. I missed that entrance. And, that thing is so iconic. Bring that back. Put him into we've seen him as a heel for a while. Let's have him be a babyface again, please. And let him win some championships. He deserves it. And I'm pretty sure CM Punk was telling him, look, your time is coming. Finn is not that old. I think he's younger than CM Punk. So I think Finn has time. But I really hope Triple H gives him that one title reign. Give him a world title reign, at least one. Make him into a babyface. You can do this. He's been a heel for a while now. Let's turn him into a babyface. Judgment Day is going to end soon. We've been saying this for like 300 years, but it's going to end. But what a good way to end that main event. So, yeah, guys, you want to check out my other videos? I'll put them in the description boxes. Go to my links, click on one of these fellas here, subscribe, and click to one of the videos. Again, check out my videos, share them around. I'm going to be streaming Saturday night's main event on TikTok. Again, I don't have a big enough audience to be doing this live streaming here. I want to grow more and get more people into YouTube before I start doing that. So let's keep it going. Let's keep the train going. Share, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Check out my TikTok. I do funny wrestling skits. They're doing pretty well, but it's just the beginning. But yeah, again, like, subscribe. This is J.Bullett, and I'm out. See you on the next one.